Okay.
What?
You can talk about this. You want to restart a little bit while I finish secret searching?
Huh?
Keep talking. Keep talking.
Well, it was about, like, just... Obviously, I've been very vocal throughout this series with, you know, why I just dislike time travel so much as a plot device. But growing up, my experiences with time travel were pretty much limited to the various media that my dad had, which included the time machine. Now that I think about it, a number of episodes of Star Trek, the original series, they had instances of time travel, almost all with disastrous effects. And then Terminator. So with the time machine, it wasn't so bad because in that instance, it was him going into the future. There isn't really much consequence for going into the future unless your absence in the present, you know, unless you were destined to do something that would change the face of humanity, then yeah, but you don't know those consequences and you can't see the change because when you go back to your own time, everything's all fine and dandy again and that future will have disappeared. You know, whereas going into the past, there's no way to avoid... That's the Griffin?
Mm-hmm.
How did you pick up the Griffin?
Secret.
Where did you pick up the Griffin? I want to be
Secret that we were just in.
I want to be the Griffin.
Quickly cross-referencing the map. So I found a 100% map. Normally, like, you know, I try and hold off on these until I'm,
Why does the Griffin have a tail,
end.
people ask? Well, I mean, Griffins are typically a mixture of eagle and lion. So it only makes sense that a Griffin, either they're depicted having a feathery tail or a lion tail. And lion tail works, I mean, usually it's the lower half of the body that's a lion's, if you will. But,
okay, so looking at this, the only room we're missing
so this one does
is the
resemble
top
an owl.
room.
Can I look at the Griffin? Can I be the
Shell,
Griffin?
you're going to be able to see the Griffin plenty when we're actually playing. Work with me here a little bit. Okay, so let's take a look at this.
Okay. Yeah. So, and then the major issue I had with Terminator was just, I suppose, spoilers for those of you who are not familiar with the Terminator franchise. If you aren't, definitely go see at least the first two movies, because those are good. But I especially actually really liked Terminator 2 more, because the Terminator was the quote-unquote good guy in a way. But I suppose that was a period of the 80s where a lot of sequel films had like young kids being helped by you know, various robots and
By Schwarzenegger.
and monsters.
It was usually Schwarzenegger.
It was usually Schwarzenegger though. Yeah. Actually, that would have been early 90s now that I think about it.
Because there was
Wasn't Terminator 2
There was the Last Action Hero.
Yeah, the Last Action Hero. Ha. Now, that's a good example of when fiction is brought into reality. Now, that's another scary theme. Something that's just as scary as time travel, if you think about it. Because humanity, like our humanity, like imagine if someone just brought like Thanos and fictional characters into the real world. I'm saying Thanos because everyone likes to meme about him and he is a... Then again, would the Power Stones have any power in our universe?
You would have to...
Unless they had the power, because that was what they possessed in the fictional universe. You know what I mean. But yeah, like, bringing fictional characters, especially those with uncanny abilities, yeah, that would definitely be bad. We would be at the mercy of... I've noticed that they've been exploring this theme often in Superman media lately. Okay, I'll be the Griffin now. Woo! Where they try to paint the superheroes as, you know, people with godlike power, and if they abuse it, then they're no better than a tyrannical god or something, if you know what I mean. And sometimes they even do a spin on it where the old gods of mythology were in fact superhuman beings. Huh?
There was, to get the, to fill that map in, I just had to jump there.
Yeah.
That was bothering me.
The backtracking, sort of, so like, spoilery things for Terminator. What I didn't like about time travel in that one was, the gist of it is, humanity has been utterly crushed by an AI named Skynet that was built as a military defense system to protect humanity, but instead it deemed... Well, I think it realized that humans realized that it was too powerful and that they shouldn't put everyone's defense in the hands of machines, so they were going to shut it down, and it became sort of self-aware and was like, oh, you're not going to kill me, I'll kill you first. So it essentially destroyed humanity, or at least most of it, and it was trying to wipe out other pockets, and it could, I suppose it could manufacture the Terminator units, it wasn't T-1000. The T-1000 was the more liquid, advanced version. I forget the number designation. But yeah, so essentially the robots are trying to wipe out all semblance of humanity from the world, and a ragtag group of people were fighting back and actually gaining ground, and Skynet did not like that and somehow had developed time travel technology. They never really explained that bit, but had actually sent a unit into the past, one of its robots into the past, played by Arnold Schwarzenegger, to kill the woman that would become the mother of John Connors, the leader of said resistance.
So apparently we should watch the Terminator How It Should Have Ended, or they match it up with Back to the Future.
I think I've actually seen that one, though I forget the jokes that were made for it. I love the How It Should End, because they're funny.
I have barely seen any How It Should Have Ended. My brother was into them. I don't know, I just couldn't get into them, or maybe I don't know.
Some of them are really
I already consume enough media on my own time. It's very rare for me to consume anybody else's media for any reason. Yeah,
so this robot goes into the past, but I suppose John Connors, I don't know if he happens to find the same exact machine or they develop a machine of their own, and he decides to send one of his soldiers into the past to save his mother. So this young soldier, Reese, is trying to locate and find his mother, and meanwhile, like, the Terminator is killing off anyone else that has her name, because lo and behold, they had phone books back in those days. Yeah, he uses a phone book to identify, like, where people lived, and you don't find that now.
Oh, I see.
Huh?
For How It Should Have Ended, they go back in time to kill the men who invented time travel. Yeah, that'd be pretty good. I should watch that.
Okay. So, yeah, but then and this is the big twist, Reese and Sarah, they fall in love through this whole ordeal, and the child that is the product of this, very short-lived romance, in fact becomes John Connors. So, if you think about it, how is that possible? Because either would mean John Connors' father was always someone from the distant future, which doesn't make sense because it would be just a perpetual loop it doesn't make sense, because Skynet would never have the incentive to send someone back in time unless John Connors came to be, but then John Connors would have never come to be, so what, and then it also begs the question of, did John Connors know that the dude that he would send back in time would be his father? And in that case, was he choosing his own father, in a way? Did he have to...
I think it was implied that he knew.
He did know that it had to be a guy named Reese?
At least in one of them?
Maybe in one of the later ones they tried to explain it.
Maybe he was like, I kind of look like this guy. I'm going out on a hunch and gonna say, yeah, that's Dad. Not gonna tell him, because that'd be weird as hell.
Well, I thought that he had a photograph at one point, or something.
Might have. I don't know. Terminator continuity sucks, to begin with, so...
Right, so here I'm all confuzzled with the whole... But then...
Like, literally half the movies were bad. The TV show was unfinished.
Oh yeah, there was a television show where the second movie was about John Connors when he was a boy, and then in the television show it was John Connors when he was a young man. And then like that was also the case with the third movie, and then the fourth movie they had John Connors as an adult. Yeah.
And then also as a Terminator.
Wait, what?
In the fifth movie.
I haven't seen the fifth one.
I haven't seen it either. I just know that I believe he's supposed to be a Terminator in the fifth movie. Okay, so I think that's it. Yeah, Terminator Genesis is loopy as hell. I really wanted to see it, actually, when it came out.
Oh, we'll get to it eventually, yeah.
Yeah.
I also want to see the new Alien movies because of my love of the Alien franchise, but at the same time, I really only liked the first two Alien movies. It's always the first two. And then for some reason, the third just sort of... I don't know. Well, in any case, so that is a whole kerfluffle that I just do not understand. And then, I suppose, okay, this is probably one of the things that made me hate time travel the most. There was an episode of Star Trek, and I think it was called The City on the Edge of Forever? I'm trying to think of if that's the right one. They have beautiful titles. Like, just look up the titles for those episodes. They're awesome. In any case, maybe I'm thinking of the wrong one, but essentially, Captain Kirk and the crew of the Enterprise find a machine, and it's a machine that talks, I think, at one point. Actually, no, I know. They use the same weird archway twice in two different episodes. You know how in old television series they used to reuse assets? Like props and items and stuff? So
They still do. They just hope you don't notice.
Like MGM back in the day, if you look at all of the sci-fi movies of the 50s, they use a lot of the same rocket ships and set pieces
Not
and
exactly
costumes.
in the same vein, but there was a a series, what's it called? Terra Nova?
Yeah.
Where all of the guns were straight up, like, just repainted Nerf guns.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the same studio went on to make a different series, and still the same repainted Nerf guns. They just reuse those, and that's modern. That's a modern series.
Yep. So in any case...
You don't care about what I'm saying.
Well, I was still telling my story. People wanted story time.
I'm allowed to have feedback on these things and also my own asides.
Okay. Sorry. I mean, I wonder if Nerf could go after them for that.
Don't think so. They're repainted and stuff, and they weren't showing, like, the Nerf logo anywhere.
Yeah.
Maybe. I'm not sure how much Nerf cares.
I mean, I suppose it might even boost sales. I know that, another tuning gear for the Timespinner. Just one more, and I could save Windaria. I could save my clan. Yeah, Meyef, I totally agree with you.
You've been changing time a lot, Lunais.
That's my job. It's my duty. I can kill Nuvius now, thanks to the changes I've made.
Everything you do changes the timeline, changes the future. You've seen the effects of it.
Yeah, Lachiem here has changed. It's grown weaker. And those statues and things.
All the changes are good. You can achieve your goal. You can't stop. I know what.
I know that. Wait, what? Wait, but...
There are forces in the universe besides you humans.
Like the demons. And like you, right?
Just be careful. Some of them don't like when you change things. A lot is sacrificed. Our dreams are getting full.
What's that mean? Whatever. Our dreams are getting full?
Well, Nuvius can't be the last boss. There's always got to be the big bad somewhere else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do
So
not
back
do
to the
enough damage
whole city on the edge of forever. So they find this weird portal, and somehow McCoy has gone crazy with some kind of sickness, and he jumps through the portal. And it's a portal that showed different periods of Earth's past. Like you could see the pyramids being built and various world wars and such, and it was yeah, they were probably using actual footage for it too. So Spock and Kirk observe the portal, and it seems to go on a cycle, so they have to try to time it just the right moment so they can jump in just at the same time that McCoy had to hopefully intercept him and bring him back to the present somehow. Because they're worried that he might, irreparably harm the past, which ends up being before the World War. And I think it was like World War II. It was like just before that. And they have to find McCoy, and there's this really nice lady that runs I think she just helps with a food shelter and such. And because like Kirk and Spock they have to hide themselves. Well, I mean, first off, Spock has to like wear a hat to cover his ears, and they have to try to look like, they're not futuristic Federation explorers. So they have to, steal street clothes and pretend to just be vagabonds who are looking for work after being in military service or something. And she helps them out, and of course, Kirk falls in love with her. And they're able to find McCoy and try to avert catastrophes.
You want to just like skip to it? Because
okay,
at this point, I've run out of things to explore. And
yeah,
I need
I'll skip to the end of it. So the end of it is they discover that this woman that Kirk has fallen in love with, that she has to die or that she does die. There was something about how her living would have prevented the United States from entering World War II, and Europe and everyone would have fallen to the Axis, and everything would have been lost, right? The future would have gone in a completely different course, and the Federation, everything wouldn't have existed. Like, our current situation would never have existed. So, Kirk is beside himself because he, doesn't want this to happen. And one day he's walking down the street with her, and she sees him, or no, maybe she's on the other side of the street. I forget what it was precisely, but she runs into the road. Maybe it's because he had been avoiding her for some time, so she finally sees him or whatever, comes across the street, and he could save her. He could jump into the road and save her, but he stops himself, and it was actually McCoy at that point, who's completely unaware of everything, that chides him. He's like, Jim, why didn't you do anything and stuff, and he's just like, well, I suppose we'll never know, that kind of thing. And it's because if he had saved her in that moment, it would have irreparably damaged the future and everything. I was just like, oh, that's so sad. Somehow they're able to figure out a way to get back. And actually, wasn't that the episode that we saw on television again with your grandma? I was like, hey, what's up?
It's a boss fight. Like, this is why I needed you to finish this up so we can
I'm sorry.
deal with
things. So in any
things.
case, it's all sadness because, some things have to be, and if you change them, even if it seems good at the time, things can go horribly wrong. So
boss fights can happen.
Ah.
Oh my god! What the deuces? I don't like this.
It's a giant murder claw.
Oh, I can hit multiple parts of it though. Oh, that makes me very dangerous.
People are asking
Ow.
in chat, why not have the lady come back with them? I mean, that would remove her from...
What the hell is this?
That would remove her from the timeline, but at the same time, maybe people needed to be aware of her
I didn't
death.
kill it.
No. Especially if it was just her getting run over by a car.
myself up. Off of the worms. Ow. It's a bit. Okay. Yeah, it's a weird mummified bird monster. I don't like this.
Yeah, sorry. I could have been much more articulate. I'm pretty tired. And I know that actually being more articulate would make the stories go longer, so I suppose I shouldn't have. Ew, there's maggots crawling all over the webs.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like this boss.
You know what they must have been
Ow.
inspired by? They must have been inspired by... You should probably use a healing potion. You have plenty of them. Don't... Oh, do you actually have lifesteal or something?
Yeah, I got lifesteal. There's not
Okay.
much of one.
They were probably inspired by... Have you ever seen tree worms?
Probably.
Like those really disgusting
Okay,
worms.
let's actually use item. What the hell is this? Why is this here? None of this makes sense.
Yeah, so... I remember back up in New York, and for some reason it was more prevalent at my grandma's house and in her neighborhood. But occasionally you would just see these large patches of webs in the trees, and supposedly worms lived inside them. Now, I've never actually gotten close enough to them to witness the worms, because for the most part, the webs only really succeeded in catching leaves in them, and they were always very high in the air. But yeah, supposedly those were some kind of worms, and they kill trees, and sometimes they can just devour whole swaths of forest. Nasty
Got
little
it.
critters.
Zarion.
Zarion. Hey, the last piece.
I guess we did need to get this.
The third tuning gear. With a working time spinner? Like the one Genza had. I could save my clan. I could change time the way I was always supposed to.
They are growing more powerful.
What? Who?
The forces of the universe. Every time you change time,
Right. You mentioned...
you must be careful, Lunais. If you change time too much.
Like doing what I was supposed to do this whole time?
You've already changed so much. Too much more could be disastrous. He grows more powerful, but he can't keep up. You would have no choice but to do something drastic.
What are you saying? That I can't save Wendaria? That these gears are useless to me? That I've been wasting my time?
No. No sacrifice is wasted. If you were powerful enough, maybe you could stop him.
I'll stop anyone who gets in my way. Ew, watch her kill the little dragon in the end. That'd be bad.
Yeah, I get the feeling that that Meyef might not
Meyef might be one of those impartial guardian spirits that needs to bend to the will of the universe. And if the will of the universe is that Wendarians are not to be saved because of their time-meddling magic, then so be it.
Does kind of sound like it. Okay, well, doesn't look like we've got anything else around here.
But yeah. So essentially, I'm not very fond of time travel. And it's because of just all the things that could go wrong. Do you have issues with time travel as well, Carl?
Nope. As long as it's written well, I don't mind it.
But all the possibilities.
The problem is it's almost never written well.
But how could it ever be written in a way that would ever make sense?
I want to do a D&D campaign at some point where it's just time travel.
Hey,
It might not even be good time travel.
We can barely even keep things straight with one timeline.
Yeah.
With one planet.
Okay. So there's this here. There's an area I can't immediately figure out how to get into. Over here and down. Down this hole. Yeah, this is just randomly...
Yeah, what is this?
Well, this is where we found the secret area where we found out about her father. Originally, I think what you're supposed to do is land on one of these, but... Yeah, maybe we need some kind of super jump power before I can get up in there.
Do you know what it is? I thought that there was supposed to be trash coming down.
There was. We kind of destroyed the trash.
Oh no, and is it permanent?
No idea. Legitimately actually have no idea.
People are now doing the whole llamas with hats because I said your name. Carl! That kills people.
Oh, we're supposed to go down a layer and across here. I remember where I was going. This is annoying. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I know you're kind of falling asleep here, but I mean,
I'm just enjoying being an owl griffin.
you don't even have to do anything in this.
Owl griffin.
You just have to
Cute.
exist here. It is. I thought it was supposed to be like a baby owl griffin thing, but that, like, apart from size, that does look kind of grown up. I was expecting it to be like much smaller. Maybe that's just me.
I mean, it's not large enough to use as a mount, but it's sort of like a large dog. Or actually more like a full-grown... Nah, it's smaller than a lion.
Wander, how's your hand doing? It's aching a little bit at this point. But
probably finish that up.
It's been better. I guess I could actually put the brace back on. So what I've done, that's more or less like made all of this evening possible, was I have had a pillow, a down pillow on my lap the entire time, and so instead of holding the controller up, because like.
Oh, because we entered the room. I could find my father now and end this. Or I have the tuning gears. I can go to whatever time I want. It doesn't just have to be about revenge. I could fix things. I could kill Nuvius before he ever attacks our clan. I could save my mother. Or Niliste and the others. I could go back further. Stop the War of the Sisters from ever happening. Kill their Emperor, Volterilis. Let all of my friends live better lives, and maybe stop Lachiem from ever becoming like this.
Lunais, those are big changes.
Aren't they worth it?
You've changed time so much already. Reality might not be able to take much more. If you do this, he will become more powerful. He will rip you away. It would be a sacrifice, Lunais. One you would not come back from. But maybe you could stop him.
Who? Who is he? This power you keep mentioning.
The Sandman.
Wait, really? The Sandman?
He controls dreams, and he keeps reality from fracturing. You've given him a lot of power. But maybe you're more powerful.
So I could kill Nuvius now, get my revenge. Then what? Rule here, I suppose? I am the heir. Or return to the past, to live with the others. With my friends. Or I sacrifice myself, fight this Sandman, and fix everything.
Whee! Oh.
Wait, what are the choices? Stop Nuvius
in the past.
Stop Volterilis.
Oh, those are both in the past. So we actually have a couple of endings sitting right there. However, we're gonna go fight Nuvius in the present.
Wait, what?
Yeah. What?
No, no.
It's the first main ending before we got all those gears. Yeah. Emperor's Tower. Oops.
So what you're saying is we can do this and then go back for the others?
Yeah. Oh yeah, we can reload.
Wait, reload?
Yep.
What do you mean? You want to do all the endings?
Yeah. They're not gonna take too long. Especially if I start... Okay, this might be the last save tower. I'm not entirely sure.
Now, I suppose killing the Emperor now would have the least amount of effect on everything. If you think about it.
Yeah. Yeah, this would preserve the timeline, but it's the boring option.
Mm-hmm. But would it really preserve the timeline because now Valette is still in the sky?
I mean, yeah, you'd think saving a planet would be a pretty massive change. I don't know. Nope. I don't really... It's writing
I
for
can't
video
really
games.
target with this guy that well.
No. Oh. No?
Huh? Why couldn't you land on that one?
Maybe because I'm not up
High
high
enough?
enough. Yeah, alright. I have theories.
Oh, do you need the jump? But where is the jump? Or maybe you need to keep those mages around.
There we go. Okay. Now, admittedly, I'm running out of sand power here, but that's fine. Yeah, I'm just gunning for it at this point. I could stick around, I could look into things.
Where was the option to fight the Sandman? Is this part of it?
No, we have to fight the Sandman if we mess with too much. I'm betting if we fight Volturilis in the past, that's how we have to fight the Sandman. Oh, it's a perfect mirror to the other castle. Empress Cake. Well, I'm just gonna keep going up, I guess. Because, yeah, I'm not sure how much of my map completion is carried over. Oh. I couldn't get up there even if I wanted to. So maybe we have to get the super jump before I can get that. Let's see. Hey,
Okay.
just free amounts of Empress Cake, left and right. Did I get him?
Don't know
Nope.
which way you're going. So.
Oh! Homing, too. That's annoying. There goes my sand towers. Actually, hold on. Equipment. Not the pendulum. Instead of the ancient coin, we have the bird statue. Hurts my defense a little bit, but it prevents this chaos status effect. Okay, here it is.
Right. This is it. Time to meet my father and end this.
Lunais, I've been waiting for you.
Nuvius.
That's Emperor Nuvius, or father if you prefer.
Never. Not after what you did.
To your mother, whatever, she spurned me. I offered her everything. I loved her, and she spurned me. It was unintentional, but she deserved death.
How dare you! You invaded our world, colonized our people, and slaughtered my clan. All for what? Power? The Timespinner.
We Lachiem have ever yearn for more, to explore the stars, to reach the farthest reaches of the universe, to understand, to ascend. There must be sacrifice for such progress.
Sacrifice is a choice. What you do is murder.
A matter of perspective, but come, Lunais. You are here now, the very pinnacle of Lachiem. You could join me. Take what your mother refused.
Not while you still breathe.
Ha! You spurn me too. Your own father. You're no better than her. You don't deserve me.
I don't care. Bring it on, old man.
Wait,
He's all over here. And he can teleport.
do 1 damage to me? Okay, that hurts a bit more. So he has every power that we've... Oh, boy.
Yeah, he's just... He has Gambit. Everything. Would you prefer that I have been a healing critter?
Probably, yeah.
You might have... Can you change in mid-battle?
Yeah,
You
but I'm
also
going
should-
to die.
No. Just
Shell,
use,
Shell, do you see how little HP I have?
use a potion.
No. I took too many immediate hits there. Okay, so we're gonna switch you to something helpful.
The Sprite. Now, are you actually going to use, like, potions?
Probably,
Or are you
yeah.
using different abilities?
I'm switching it out. I just wanted to see what we were up against to begin with, too. And I don't even... That's the other thing we haven't done. Silence ring. Pair of sanguine blades. I don't know if he takes extra damage from light. Nope, he doesn't take any extra damage from those. Oh, he does take extra damage from plasma.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so my original choice was correct. Okay, I want to test something. Orbs. The silence ring isn't helping me that much. I'm gonna try the sanguine ring.
Okay.
Nope, sanguine. Oh, sanguine ring does do what I think it does. Okay.
I really wish there was just a hold down the button to do a continuous attack as a little sprite.
Mm-hmm. But no,
button mashing.
I'm gonna... Oh, I probably should use the backdash here. What the... He just has a lot of, like...
Well, now he's repeating his abilities.
Yeah.
You have time powers.
Yeah, I got time powers. I'm not using them enough. Well, we've got a bunch of healing items. I hopefully won't lose them. But yeah, I can use them to dodge way more of his attacks. Can't dodge that one that well. It's got really good coverage.
Level up.
Wow, that was fast. I guess it was hitting him with the element he's weakest to.
It's over. Now what?
I've been working to kill him for so long, I don't know what else there is. My clan is still gone. I am the rightful heir here, I suppose. But Niliste, and all the others. I could rule Lachiem now. Try to make it better, maybe. Or return to Lachiem then. Help them rebuild. And change time once more. Rule as the Empress of Lachiem. No. I'll stay here. I am the rightful heir. I can avenge my mother and right the wrongs of my father.
Oh shoot. I should have gone to save before I did this.
How far back are you gonna have to go?
We're gonna have to redo the boss fight. Oh well, it's not too hard.
I've mastered time. Well then now you can always like leave the throne room and do the other way. I've mastered time. Lachiem will follow me now. It was rocky at first. Not all the Lachiem accepted the transfer of power. But then,
I was pronounced to be the eternal mother made flesh, come to save Lachiem. I went with it. After all, I had mastered something. My actions in mastered in the past, made Lachiem weak, but it had a lot of potential my father had squandered. This is going way too fast.
Yep. She had seen how good rulers could lead, like Ilana.
Oh, okay.
Start building the site for the stranded Valetians. Aristel, I understand you have volunteered to lead the effort in rooting out what demons remain?
Yes, Your Highness.
Thank you. We'll form a joint task force then. The first step towards reuniting our peoples. To all of you, I know this has been a rough few years. I never anticipated this War of the Sisters, as it's been called. I never wanted it. But it's over now. It's time to build a strong nation. And a peaceful one. One day, we will reunite with our sister world. And I want that to be a good day.
Do you think we'll ever see her again?
I don't know. There was something driving her, deep down. I don't think this was ever to be her time.
At least she did some good here. I'll miss her. Some real good.
I'll miss her too. I hope she's happy, wherever she is. With this declaration, I abolished the Lachiem Scientific Advancement Department, which failed to protect Lachiem's best interests by pursuing knowledge at any cost. In its place, the Nihiliste Fund for Alchemy and Understanding will continue to pursue advancement, but with protections and empathy for all the Lachiem people. Genza said there were demons still in Lachiem. We will find them and force them out if we can. It won't be easy. I sought revenge for so long. I don't know what else there is. I never truly understood how lonely it would be to be a time messenger. Our sacrifice is not small. I have no one now. My only hope is to build something better. Every step I've taken has been to create a better Lachiem. What else is there now? I have only one other thing to see to. Lunais, you're alive. I am. I'm sorry I could not succeed and save everyone. The Timespinner broke. But I got revenge. I killed Emperor Nuvius. So you've come back to us. I can't stay. Nuvius was my father, and as his daughter, I now rule Lachiem. Lachiem will leave this world now, so that you, my clan, my family, can live in peace. The Timespinner may have broken, but you won't ever need it again. I only wish I could have killed him sooner, before he came. I just came back to say goodbye, and to pay my respects. Thank you, Mother. I will miss you, always.
Oh, is this Yorn?
Yeah.
Hey, you need to grow up and stop being an ass.
Ah.
There won't be any more time messengers, but the clan will still need people like us. And it isn't about being a hero so everyone respects and likes you. It's about giving up everything you have so that those you care about can have it better. It's okay though. I didn't understand that at first either. You can be that. For them. I hope you do well by us. Good luck.
Yay!
So now we're gonna see all the other endings, or are we waiting for?
Yeah,
the end of the
apparently
credits?
there's like maybe 4. Man, these might be some of the shorter shorter credits I've ever seen. Oh wait, no, but we got Kickstarter. Because, like, these are the actual credits.
Mm-hmm.
Voice acting? Win. What?
For the you know.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Interesting. And alpha testers. And Kickstarter backers.
Ooh, a lot of people.
Yeah, there's a lot of them. There should be another ending from killing Nuvius in the present. And then the time travel ones. Really?
Well, remember, she had the choice to take the throne or to go back in time.
Yeah, but that would have just resulted in any of the other ones. I think.
Yeah, but then she killed her father and in the present and changed the past. I don't know.
Oh, Eternal Brooch. Changes Lunais' appearance. And the Empire Orb. Pulverize foes with an Aura Fist.